Namaste Bitia. Myself JVN Neha Saini from Physiotherapy and Diagnostics. Here I am going to tell you about the anatomy of the thyroid gland. In this we discover about the introduction, situation and extent, dimensions and width, capsules, arterial supply, venous drainage, nerve supply, lymphatic drainage of the thyroid gland along with applied. So thyroid gland is the endocrine gland, and the glands of endocrine glands, these are secretory. They secrete their products, hormones, directly into the blood, then through a duct. The major endocrine glands include pineal, pituitary, pancreas, ovaries, testes, thyroid, parathyroid, hypothalamus and adrenal. Thyroid means shield like, so it forms a shield in the neck around the larynx. Origin of word thyroid is in 18th century from a Greek word known as thyroides, which means shield shaped cartilage, or thyreos means oblong sheet. So the thyroid is the largest single endocrine gland. It is situated in the lower part of the front and the sides of the neck. The gland consists of right and left lobes that are joined together by the isthmus. A third pyramidal lobe may project upwards from the isthmus. Accessory thyroid glands are sometimes found as small detached masses of thyroid tissue in the vicinity of the lobes or above the isthmus. Now the situation of the gland. The gland lies against the vertebrae of 5th, 6th, 7th cervical vertebrae and 1st thoracic vertebrae. It embraces the upper part of the trachea. Each lobe extends from middle of the thyroid cartilage to the 5th or 4th tracheal ring. The isthmus, that is the connection between the two lobes, is extend from 2nd to 4th tracheal ring. So this is the thyroid gland in the MRI. In the scan we can find this gland. This is the isthmus of the gland, and these are the two lobes, right and the left lobes. Each lobe measures about 5 centimeter in length, 2.5 broad and 2.5 thickness, and the isthmus is 1.2 into 1.2 length and breadth. On an average, the gland weighs about 25 grams. It is larger in females than males, and it further increases in size during menstruation and pregnancy. It is enclosed within the pretracheal fascia, which is a part of deep cervical fascia in the neck. This pretracheal fascia is found in front of the trachea. There is a suspensory ligament of the thyroid gland, also known as Berry's ligament. This ligament passes from the thyroid gland to the trachea, as we can see in the image. This is the suspensory ligament, and this is a modification of deep fascia, that is the pretracheal fascia in the neck. It connects the thyroid gland with the trachea. So the movement of trachea causes the movement of the thyroid gland because of this suspensory ligament of Berry. Now the capsules. Capsules of the thyroid gland are two, that is true and the false. True capsule is the peripheral condensation of the connective tissue. False capsule is derived from pretracheal layer of the deep cervical fascia. So true capsule lies inside and false capsule lies outside. In the diagram we can see the true and the false capsule. False is outside, true is inside. And it is thin along the posterior border of the lobes, but thick on the inner surfaces of the gland, where it forms a suspensory ligament of Berry, which connects the lobe to the cricoid cartilage. There is a clinical significance of this capsule is that there is a deep, dense capillary plexus is present deep to the true capsule. So to avoid hemorrhage during operations of thyroidectomy, that is removal of the thyroid gland, it is removed along with false capsule. So the relations: thyroid gland has an apex, this is base, and the three surfaces, that is medial, anterolateral and anteroposterior surface. Isthmus also has superior border, inferior border, anterior surface and the posterior surface. Posterior surface of the isthmus lies close to the trachea. The four major structures which are contained in the carotid sheath closely related to the thyroid gland on the lateral aspect. This carotid sheath contains common carotid artery as well as internal carotid artery on the medial side and internal jugular vein on the lateral side. In between these two, on the posterior plane, we have vagus nerve, it is 10th cranial nerve. So parathyroid glands, these are the 4 tiny glands which are located in the neck and they control the body's calcium level. Each gland is about the size of a grain of rice and measures about 3 to 4 millimeters in diameter and 330 milligrams in weight. The parathyroid glands produce hormone known as parathyroid hormone. So here it appears, this is the transverse section of the neck, and here we can see the location of the parathyroid gland. These are different relations of the isthmus, you just go through it. This is the anterior and the posterior view of the thyroid gland. These are just the relations, you just see. Now the arterial supply. The thyroid gland is supplied by the superior thyroid artery and the inferior thyroid artery. These superior thyroid artery is a branch of external carotid artery and inferior thyroid artery is a branch of thyrocervical tongue. The second branch which is supplying to the thyroid gland is thyroidema artery. It arises from the brachiocephalic trunk and it is present only in 3% individuals. Also, thyroid gland is supplied by accessory thyroid arteries which are the branches from tracheal and the esophageal arteries. So this is the arterial supply. Then the venous drainage. There are 3 veins from the thyroid gland: superior, middle and inferior thyroid veins. Superior thyroid veins emerge from the upper pole of the thyroid gland. It ends in the internal jugular vein. Middle vein drains into again internal jugular vein. This is the internal jugular vein. This is superior, this is middle thyroid veins, and this is the inferior thyroid veins which directly drains into the brachiocephalic vein. Now the lymphatic drainage. The lymph from the thyroid gland reaches to the pre-laryngeal and pretracheal group of lymph nodes. From here it reaches to the superficial or superior deep cervical lymph nodes, and then from here it reaches to the inferior deep cervical lymph node. Now the nerve supply. It is supplied by sympathetic as well as parasympathetic nerves. Sympathetic nerves emerges from superior, middle and inferior cervical ganglion, and parasympathetic nerves are receiving from the branches of vagus nerve and the recurrent laryngeal nerves. Now the clinical aspects. Any swelling in the middle of the gland can be because of thyroid gland, and this is known as goiter. This swelling moves with deglutition. Second is removal of the thyroid gland is known as thyroidectomy with the true capsule and may be necessary in hyperthyroidism. Hypothyroidism means there is low secretion of the thyroxine hormone from the thyroid gland, and it causes creatinism in infants and myxedema in adults. Then the questions related to this topic are anatomical features of thyroid gland. So in this you have to mention all the anatomical features: the apex, base, surfaces, lobes, relations, etc. Then second is blood supply of the thyroid gland. In this you have to mention about different arteries and the veins related to the thyroid gland. And this is the exercise for your file. You have to draw this diagram, both the diagrams, colored diagrams, and label all the unlabeled structures in this image. Then this completes your topic, thyroid gland. Thank you.